liberals. They are going to walk that goddamn tech over in front of your eyes. Watch it now. Watch where the bulk of the staff that will be working will be there, that are offshore, sitting in kibbutz a la Haifa. Let me tell you something. You're going to watch the rats that hollowed out the fattened calf and have sucked the blood slowly start draining away and talking about end of America and how it's not such a great place. You're going to get hollowed out. You've got them talking about California now. California, the great old America that is 10 years ahead. America that is the rest of America that is 10 years ahead. Bust. Completely goddamn bust. Arsonists are lighting fires and saying it's climate change so that they can have my reset button with a flipping Greta green background. It's climate change that lit all these fires. It's climate change that lit all these fires in California. If you leave California and move to another state, you remain on the hook. Rush through terms and conditions. You remain on the hook for 10 years for additional tax contributions for a state that you are no longer consuming resources from, and you have divorced from and gone elsewhere. These people are clawing you in. It's time to get rid of your American citizenship. The American century is over. It's over. It's all over bar the singing. Yes, the NASDAQ is at all-time highs and will go higher for a while. But the Trojans are in there and they are stealing the goods out the back door. And it's ending up in Tel Aviv, my friend. It's ending up in Tel Aviv. Downtown Tel Aviv. Watch it be hollowed out. Watch the world and the new tech and how it was all invented there by them all along start being appealed. The narratives. They've used their printed up tokens to buy anything that has been developed by anybody. And no, they weren't all Israelis or Zionists. And this is what's coming. This is what's coming. So America, it's a question of, do you get a dollar spike and have a run first, or do you just go straight into a plunge? And that's the Peter Schiff versus Brent Johnson narrative. And they both could in fact be right. They both could in fact be right. What happens is, let me tell you what happens if America says, you know what, we're keeping 1 trillion of your money for the COVID-19 blowback. It came from you. That, by the way, is a scam. Both governments are running above Trump and the prime ministers, the whole dark state that's coordinating everything, and they're cooperating together. So they'll create that narrative. Say, okay, I tell you what, we'll say, we'll take the money for CV19. That would be suicide for the dollar. Suicide for the dollar, because suddenly you say, we owe you money and we've just written the debt off that we owed you. It's not for you to write your own debts off that you owe to other people. It's for them. And they want their money back. They don't want you to write it off. You write it off and say, no, we just decided we need this in lieu of blowback. And you apply the law of possession is 9/10 of the law, not justice, not legality. Well, let me tell you, what is everybody else who's sitting with USD treasuries going to think? Man, you guys have gone into out and out hustle mafia mode. And that just doesn't bode at all well. So anybody else who's holding treasuries will start distributing. If you think it's going to shore up and make the dollar strong, it won't. It won't long term. It might have a bounce effect. Oh God, we just got rid of a whole bunch of money we thought we owed. We're keeping it. We're going to keep it for COVID, the scam. Everybody knows it's a scam. China knows it's the scam. COVID, the scam. It's only a story for you. If you're still buying the scam, yeah, we'll keep it for the cost of COVID. China's laughing. They know that. They know that they both orchestrated, engineered across dark states, across America, across China, how, where they would do this. It was funded, it involved Canada. All the dark states are involved in the creation of this. So it's just a story. It's just a tag, a meaningless tag, which is based on deception and lies. Like Mossad, through deception we wage war. Through deception we wage war. Only recently changed their name because their strapline. They are deceivers. Everything you hear that comes out of all of these Trump is not going to freaking save you, you goddamn morons. QAnon is not going to save you. I saw a hardcore Christian saying it's end of times, it's all going to be good, you should be happy, the Messiah will come. The Messiah will come. Let me tell you, all the religions were written by the Flavians under the control of a Jewish scribe and under the Flavians. That's what many people think now of the scholars. That's going to shock many people. There's some really interesting research that has come out. Could it be wrong? Of course it could. But that the Flavian and the general Flavian took over from Caligula, who was the worst ever. He was the vomitarium gone queer in the head. The lead in the pipes made them go queer in their head. They were all banging their slaves, eating all day and throwing up and eating again. It was all a big all fall down, and the military general and his son, the Flavian, became the new Caesar, and he was disciplined, and he came and brought down Judea. That was then Judea, which was largely the Sephardic Jew, not the Ashkenazi that from Caesarea in Georgia. That was all largely Eastern European, Caucasus area. And anyway, so they had them retrospectively write a book where the Son of God, because when you become a Caesar, you almost become godlike. The Son of God, the son of Flavian, will reduce the temple stone by stone. And he did exactly that. He went and he surrounded them, starved them out of Jerusalem, and broke the temple right down so that no one stone stood on another. And he starved them out and hurled rocks with catapults at them and broke their spine and will. And boy, do we need a little bit of that now to deal with these guys. Anyway, they took a scribe back and they rewrote the story and they backdated it as a story. So anyone thinks the Son of God is coming to bring down the temple and will save them all, it's already happened. It happened 2,000 years ago, according to one school of thought. And the Bible, everyone wonder why the Bible and the heroes always come from the same area. Why would Slavic nations, Northern Europeans, all have something to do in their entire story of Christianity with Judaism and the Middle East? Why does Islam begin there? Why doesn't it begin somewhere else for Christians? Why does it have to be a fork of a religion that existed before? Think about it. What do you think? Your Messiah is going to come out of the clouds on a chariot and lay to waste these people that have multi-generationally plotted to dominate and turn all the others into slaves and are currently turning their ire on the white Anglo-Saxon tribe? What do you think if you're black? You think you aren't going to get your turn? That they aren't utilizing you as useful idiots? What do you think if you're Latino? What do you think of any ethnicity of someone who is so cold-blooded and globally organized across multi-generational agendas that is bringing this thing home, that they have so much power and they have achieved so much already? What do you think that they run America with AIPAC, ADL, and all the money, and Epstein running a blackmail, child trafficking, rape, prostituting? They weren't prostitutes, but they're pimping essentially young girls into prostitution and running those candidates. Everyone you see in government is controlled and not in your interest, but by their interest. And this has been developed over many, many centuries. These guys are playing the long game. There is no stopping them unless literally they are underground. There is no stopping their agenda. And let me tell you, there is no one coming out of the sky. There's no tribe under the ground. There's no one meeting quietly. There's no garrison meeting that's going to pop out and fight the fight on your behalf. You are the resistance. You are the resistance. There is not ungodly intervention going to come up. There isn't a comet that's going to flatten a certain part of the globe on your behalf and leave you surviving to live happily ever after. There are no fairy tales. There isn't one man, Satoshi Nakamoto, who did this altruistic thing, didn't want to receive rewards, disappeared into the ether and gave all the Bitcoin and this entire network up. It's time to stop believing bullshit and recognize that war is being declared on you. It is escalated, and the orchestrators that are creating the drama triangle, that are winding up and funding Black Lives Matter and Antifa and turning them on white folk, will do the exact same in Latin America, will do the exact same in India, will do the exact same in China. Wherever you are watching this are doing the exact same in Australia. They are the perpetrators. They are the perpetrators, and they're actually small in number, but they're hell of a organized, and they've been doing this multi-century, and they know the end game. A man with a plan beats any form of genius. They are psychopaths. They are psychopaths hell-bent on total domination and rule, and you are on the whip handle end, and this is an escalation. If you do not see it, you do not realize it, you do not hear it. These are truly end of times, but there is no biblical divine intervention, because lots of murder, lots of evil has been performed and committed over multi-generationals. And anyone who had a problem with that would have divinely intervened long ago. This is humanity. The big lion kills the little lion. The strong lion dominates the weaker lioness. That is how the world goes. It's time to be strong. It's time to be organized. It's time to push back. And the inverse dollar milkshake theory could be another way that America crashes even earlier and even faster in the dollar context, in terms of everything that we're seeing around us right now. So that's my message. Truly, are you prepped? Are you organized? Are you properly based? Are you prepared? Because it's getting intense. It's getting intense, and that which you see in Victoria, Australia, laugh not. It's on your doorstep tomorrow. It's coming at a doorstep near you. Everywhere, particularly in Western worlds. This is an attack on Western worlds, especially the West. They want to take away your sense of lifestyle. They want to kill the bourgeois class, which for them is the middle class that is moderately affluent and having a decent quality of life. You need to be brought down to peasantry. They are not spending their money and working their game hectically in the Congo. They aren't doing it in Guinea-Bissau. This is an attack on America and Europe. Europe is indigenously white. They want you out. They want you as a minority. They want you as a slave bitch there. They want you contemptible. They want you to be deemed exposable. They want you to be fed diversity in your face. There is Ashkenazi now in charge of the BBC. He changed his surname, as they all do, Wikipedia, and he is throwing out all forms, particularly of white males, but of whites generally. Britain will be serviced and fed everything diversity. You will be made to feel like a stranger in your own home. Yes, stranger in your own home. This is the game of the squeeze that they are bringing to us. And it's going to be pretty scary. Hey, how are you doing? Can I have a frappe, please? With sugar and milk. Can you do it decaf? Otherwise I'll be bouncing off the walls. Thank you. There you go. Now you know what I'm having to drink as well. So join me in a decaf frappe with milk and sugar with a beautiful view, and realize, enjoy your freedoms now. This is a different world. There is a turning of great scale, and there are people that do not have your interest at heart with immense power. There are a small number of them, but boy, are they organized. Boy, have they got enough printed up tokens standing behind them. They can fund everything and anything. And I don't know how to stop it. I don't know how to resist it, but you got to take care. You got to organize. You got to pull together, and you got to get started. And you got to think about where you are, and you got to get your money out of their banking system that they're going to let fail. It is the lizard's tail that they will be forfeiting your retail banks. Okay, that's my message. A long old fire and brimstone rant from the hill on high, and that's without the caffeine. Play safe. Bullets, money out of banks. Keep just the minimum that you need. Stable coin in crypto to park it up until you're happy you want to hold Bitcoin or Ethereum. You can follow the market sniper and the crypto sniper for the timings of that. We focus on that a lot. We measure the markets. You can book a call to be part of our community. Wealth is going to be one of the ways you protect yourself. Get out of investment property is my personal opinion. They want the goyim off the goddamn land. You'll be flushed out with the banking system. You won't be allowed to collect rents. You'll have squatters in there for social reasons. The communism is coming. Socialism is a gateway to communism. This is what they're bringing. The big socialism, the UBI and the socialism. This is their agenda. They are inherently communists. They have always been Bolshevik communists. The last time they did a major turn on a major nation in Russia, as I've said before, 20 million Orthodox whites were butchered, shot, starved, and killed, and they put in a communist draconian, this is an important point, system that was so brutal it scarred the psychology of a nation. Russians weren't humorless, dark, private people like they were post-communism. They had a Stasi system where everybody ratted on everybody. Everyone was a CIA slave. Everyone is a spy. When it comes to that organized group, they are all in it together. They will rat out everybody to everybody, and they want a grassing up society. They want you to self-police where you're watching each other and telling fibs. If your neighbor is having a barbecue with a couple of mates and you rat him out, let me tell you, you are feeding into that culture that will turn everybody into an antisocial society. No more hugs, no more attention. You hide what you make. You never have pride. You live in fear of what other people have seen of what you do. That was the communism. That's Gestapo. That is the Stasi. That is who brought it. That is the society you got when these revolutionaries for change, wanting endless immigration into indigenous European lands, that's where they take you. That's where they take you. And I'm afraid it doesn't end well. Okay, thanks for watching. Glad to broadcast for you. I'm going to have my not too caffeinated frappe, and then I'm going to navigate the windy roads down here on my custom steed. And I'm going to enjoy the moment and the life that we have while we have it. And I'm going to keep preparing. And I'm going to be expecting that knock on the door, and I'm going to decide. I will not be vaccinated. Decide now. Make contracts. Have the difficult conversation. I will not take their goddamn vaccination. I will not allow it. I will not have it. I will not take their chip. And if that means one day I can't buy nor sell, I need to have made the amount of money I need and have it in whatever the future money system will be. And right now for me, that's stable coins in crypto with a little bit of, when it looks good for Ethereum and Bitcoin, a little bit of that. And that's timing as per the skills that we develop in the Sniper Circle. Link below, book a call if you think our community is for you. We are going to see the darkest time in humanity out and look with view to get the best possible outcomes for ourselves and our families. And that is our community. And that is one of the most positive steps you can do. Build your goddamn wealth. Get out of investment property. Sell it. Get cash, liquid, rich. Gold and bullion. Silver. Oh my God. I mentioned copper in the Chinese, but let me tell you one thing. They haven't sold a single ounce apart from the jewelry sector of all that they mine. They are by far the biggest miner, and they have imported gold into Shanghai from Hong Kong, from all over the world. China is expected to suddenly unveil to have 20,000 tons. That Zero Hedge article says, I think 25 going on 30. These guys want to announce themselves. Let me tell you, they've been collecting on a big scale. And you know what? I predict there will be a moment where they'll have a Western reporter or two from mainstream media walk through some underground cavern somewhere in China, and you will see gold bars running the length of a football field. These guys will out Fort Knox 101 times, and they're going to announce themselves in a serious potential way, and they're not the kind of people or government we want to see winning, but that's what's coming. The China decade will be coming, and it could be very tricky for the dollar. They are going to have a bigger space and a bigger table at this new world order that is coming for us. They will definitely have a bigger chair. I do not think it will be the renminbi. It will be a portfolio of everything. It will be this, if one's down, the other's up, etc., etc. So that's what I predict. And I think they may even put precious metals and the currencies that have countries with high gold and silver bullion behind them will be the ones that will have higher ratings, especially post-debt jubilees. And you are not getting a debt jubilee. It will be for megacorps, oligarchs, and governments. Your ownership debt is too powerful a tool for them to manipulate you. If you owe money, do not sit there expecting to see debt write-offs at an individual level. That's a warning. Okay, love you lots. Stay strong. Be in a community. Prepare. Bye for now.